Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? I am playing in a match, a couple of matches this past Friday for a tournament, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm really bummed out about this first video. I positioned my camera perfectly at the very beginning of this recording. I don't know what happened. I genuinely don't know what happened. It started just drifting. I guess it might have got bumped or something. And yeah, this first game just like completely got just all messed up, which is such an unfortunate thing to happen because it was a really good match. And I'm playing up against Michelle here. She's a phenomenal Zoro player. I'm actually pretty certain that she and I have played in multiple tournaments together, but never played against one another. So it's just kind of a bummer. I would have really liked to have this, you know, match like properly recorded, but it definitely was scuffed. You can't see my life. A lot of it was messed up, but it's okay. The rest of the matches seem to be fine. The second game did have a bit of an issue with drifting as well, so I'm gonna figure out how I can set it up so that my stand doesn't have any drifting problems. But yeah, so weird with a lot of these technical difficulties I'm having during some of these matchups. But since this match was kind of scuffed, I'm just gonna put it on, you know, very quickly and let it go. So if you want to check it out and see what happens, you can more or less get the gist of the game here. But I do end up taking the win here, but it was like really close. She had an extremely aggressive start, and it was a very tough fight to get through. But I wanted to make a couple announcements really fast. I signed up for some of the July regionals today, and I'm happy to announce that I got into all three of them. I got into two initially and was waitlisted on the third, but went back and refreshed, and there was an opening. And so I was able to get into a third one as well. I'm so excited. I feel super lucky right now to be able to have gotten into not only just one of them, but three of them. And I'm really excited. But the Treasure Cup coming up this Saturday is what my main focus is at the moment, but I'm definitely thinking about what I need to do in order to, you know, try and succeed as well as possible in these regionals coming up in July. If I'm not mistaken, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below, I believe that I saw that these regionals are going to be, they're going to be only OPO2. That's what I saw on like one of the descriptions of it. I'm not entirely sure if that's true, but I think that is pretty true. But yet again, if I'm wrong, let me know. Other than that, yeah, we had some really good matches in this tournament, and the second match was one of my favorite because we played against my buddy Nick, and it was just such a methodical match to play against Blue because he's playing Ivankov. So tomorrow's video will be an Ivankov matchup, and it's Blue is definitely one of the harder. I would say it's definitely one of the more difficult matchups for my Luffy deck, and I think it turned out to be really good. And I thought this Zoro matchup was great too, but it was just such a shame that the camera started, like, I don't know if it zoomed in or if it just started to drift or if it got hit or something. Maybe I didn't tighten up one of the bolts so that where it's the camera's mounted. It, you know, because I use my phone as a camera, and it might have just got hit, or it might have came loose because of the weight of the phone. I'm not entirely sure, but I am a little bit bummed out about it. But yeah, she is aggressive right now, taking life over and over and using some of these Zoros to her advantage. But yeah, you can see just Zoro after Zoro after Zoro. I'm like, oh god, this is miserable. But I do counter out, and yeah, I mean, this ended up being a heck of a match. I will say, though, that with the Treasure Cup coming up this weekend, I'm going to be practicing with, you know, maybe a friend or two over some webcam matches. I'm going to try and get that all set up so that it's looking really good for the looking very good for the stream as well. So yet again, if you haven't, check out the live stream on Twitch, because we'll be live streaming the tournament this Saturday. I believe it starts at 1 p.m. Eastern, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's at 1 p.m. Eastern. I still have to submit my deck list, but I haven't submitted it yet simply because I have been doing like some small tweaks here and there, you know, working with some numbers and ratios, and I think that I'm finding the sweet spot. But I really did like my previous deck list that was in the past week's videos. This one is just slightly different. I think I've only changed 2 cards. I've added another Zoro and another 5-drop Luffy or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I kind of wanted to have a little more of the rush cards to be able to deal with certain matchups. Like Smoker is really difficult if I'm not able to swing constantly. Blue can be very difficult against Doflamingo if I have, you know, if I don't have something to be able to clear all, you know, what's on their board from leader ability. So if they're able to set up well, it can become a very tough matchup. And yeah, that's basically been the idea. But it almost, now that I look at this, it almost looks like it's zoomed in, because that Marco card just looks massive. Is it zooming in even more now that the video is continuing? I think it is. It looks like it's even closer than what it was at the start of the video. But yet again, a little bummed out about this, and sorry about that, guys. You know, I normally, you know, pride myself on making sure the quality of the videos are very good here, but with technical difficulties like this, not really much I can do. I just kind of got to work with what I got and, you know, keep it moving. But I am slowly like getting back into a comfortable position in this game, because we were starting off pretty rough. It didn't feel great at first, having a lot of the Zoros put a tremendous amount of pressure on me, but I am slowly able to whittle away at my opponent's life and eventually end up getting, you know, her down to KO range and just getting rid of all of the really annoying cards that she might have. And I mean, if you look at this, I'm even swinging with Marco, which is pretty dangerous, but I am thinking about, you know, how many Dawn I have. And yeah, I think right here she did realize that she wasn't going to be able to get me next turn based on her hand. But it turned out to be a really good match. I just had to play around a lot of the 1-drops and a lot of the 3-drop Zoros. But yeah, I'm looking forward to uploading tomorrow's video, because it's going to be a lot better of a camera angle. Sorry about the mess up on this one, but I will see you guys in the next one. Hope you take care and have a great night. Peace.